Today we have Put It in the Air, Ray Clark, Deputy Chairman, OPN. Today we got my man, Al Porter, Black on Black Incorporated. How you doing today?
Well, well, I'm among family, so I'm good.
That's good. And today we're here to talk about, some community issues and other things amongst that, whatever we bring up. And right now, before we to kick it all off, I want to say anything that you got in your mind today, anything you want to express before we get into it. You want to tell the people about yourself or what?
Man, number one, I just want to say that I feel like I'm very thankful to be here. The reason I'm thankful is because I'm like first guest. It's an honor. It's a real honor to be here. OPN, this is like more like than just a community center. It's the People's Community Center.
Right, yeah.
So I'm proud to see what you all have done in 4 years. That's a blessing. I'm thankful that the Creator allowed me to be here. I got to give much love to my mom. I got to give much love to people who've been out there with me on the front lines. So when I say that, it's added up to me to be able to do several things, from the hip-hop workshop, you name it. Put it in the air. I'm going to just start some problems right now, man. I'm going to start some problems and say, man, I'm tired of the Facebook flat trappers.
Oh, yeah. Internet
I'm sick of it, man. I'm like, that's why I'm glad I'm around family, because y'all going to have to watch my back when I say what I have to say right now. But I'm sick. I'm just sick and tired. They use the round. So I'm going to be calm and cool out for a moment. But I'm sick and tired. You hear people say, y'all need to do something about 137 shots. Y'all need to do this. Y'all need to do that. Ain't nobody doing this. You need real revolutionaries out there. But every time we go someplace to do something, I can't find none of them.
No.
I can't find none of them. You look on a page at 8 in the morning, and there's people hollering on there, hey, I'm going to chill. I'm going to get me a sack. I'm cooling with my chick. I'm doing this. Come 1 o'clock, we on the front lines. We the ones being looked at by the police filming us.
Right.
We the ones that the police are trying to stare down. We the ones out here doing things, giving back to the community, you name it. I'm watching you all, what you all go through. It take gas and everything else to go pick up clothes and you name it.
Right.
But yet some of the ones who complain and say what we need to do, you go back and you check their status. And see, I'm like this. I use Facebook for what it's intended for. I go back and check somebody's status and talk to all that trash. And then I see that while I've been out there on the front line alongside OPN, Black on Black Crime, at 1 o'clock, what were they doing? Here's a picture of me, Instagram with Dodo.
Yeah, Dodo.
1:30. Me and Dodo cracking open the sack. 1:45 p.m. Here's a picture I've downloaded from bigbooties.com. And I'm sitting back looking and saying, you got the nerve to holler what we need to do? Or you'll go and download 10 speeches from Malcolm X or Brother Farrakhan or wherever. You downloading all these pictures and stuff, but you ain't on the front line. So to me, you worthless right now. You worthless.
It's like a Canadian penny trying to get spent in America.
Right.
You got anybody who accept that?
Right.
The bank will, but
yeah. So that's right now my biggest thing. So I have to get some of the negatives out there first because.
Right. Yeah, because it is a lot of people who talk out the side of their neck, and all they do is like, yo, let's go do this, or y'all should do that. Just like you said, because we be in Black on Black meetings, and there's a lot of people that y'all should do this. Why don't y'all do that? But they ain't never had none of the stuff that they suggested, or most of the time, even at the meeting that they even call.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's like a waste of time. You know what I mean? That's like a collect call that ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. But another thing is about these politicians. We gotta get these people to vote, man.
Ooh.
We gotta get this registration together and get the right people instead of these Kool-Aid lemonade drinkers. That's the day we had an experience at the 10-4 152nd.
Right.
They passing out lemonade.
Oh my goodness, Eugene Miller passing out actual lemonade to the people.
Right. And it was like, it wasn't even the whole cup. He was giving half cups of little cups.
Yep.
And all these people in there, really, they thinking like, like they came up.
Right.
Like that little couple, little lemonade paid for their rent or something.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? They praising it. They praising it.
You know, so my thing is, you can like a politician, you can love a politician. They can be the coolest person in the world, but if they ain't doing anything, my viewpoint is, be honest. The person ain't doing anything. You know, my problem is, I said it before and I'll say it again. It's unfortunate, but I believe that Zach Reed will be in office again after it's all said and done. Reason Zach Reed will be in office is because people are going to go to that Unity Festival at Woodhill Park. They're going to dance to Midnight Star, Lakeside Daz Band. They're going to watch Zach with his big cigar. They're going to watch him dance on stage, run through, and they're going to be like, man, they ate some good barbecue. Hey, is Zach cool? Process that out. You can be cool with him, but I would never vote for him if I was in that ward. You take the barbecue, you take the what have you, and you're buying the barbecue anyway, so you take the concert, you come out and you vote for somebody else, or you run your own candidate. But as long as we are, you know, brainwashed and tricked, we're going to keep on getting the same thing that we're deserving what we ask for, because we're not holding the politicians accountable. So for where I am now, I believe in just holding them accountable and getting with a like-minded people. That's why I'm thankful to be on this program, because I'm with a like-minded people that aren't scared to speak their mind. That's it, flat out.
Yeah, I don't like scary folks either. Because usually when you hang with scary folks, you get caught doing something you ain't supposed to be doing.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And I don't know, I just don't like scary people.
I feel you.
I can't go on no fight with nobody scary.
That's true.
You know what I mean? That's gonna mess the whole plan up. What happened to plan A? You jumped to plan Z. You know what I mean? You done switched it all up on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, alright, what's the best technique that you have, or that you suggest that people should do as in getting a problem resolved? Say it's in 137. Like, you know, just an example.
Ooh, pressure burst pipes. I got to give a shout out to General Donald Walker Brown. Who would have ever thought that the first female general for black on black crime would have jumped into the middle of politics? But the reason is, my best reason I have to give a shout out to her on that is because she never shied away from anything. And so when I see what she's doing, when I see what Brother Art had done years before that, it lets me know that when you go out on the front lines and you keep going out there on the front line, like when we went out there during that first time that Miami came to play the Cavs down at the Q this year, we affected a few thousand people. Because there was some people that would not have even thought about 137. But here they see this big poster with Tim and Melissa's picture on it. You saw the Revolutionary Party come out. You saw the new Black Panther Party come out. You saw others get out there. And they had to hear us yelling on both ends of them going into the stadium, or the Coliseum rather. So when they went into the arena of the Q, we got their consciousness to thinking. Going out there at the Horseshoe Casino caused people to think a little bit more. Going out there to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and when you see some of the film clips, to see hundreds of people in line saying that, wait a minute, the 137 shots, yeah, we need to be doing something. So when you start doing that, when we got enough people to go up on City Hall steps, 200 people strong, and then you had 70 people bum rush City Council, they didn't plan on doing nothing that Tuesday morning. But they gave us that little token thing where they gave us like sergeants and supervisors. And that didn't work too well because the people are still out there on them. So by us forcing them, that's going to force them to have to say, let's get rid of them, rather than us just sitting there. So I think that's the best way to do, and we need to continue to call out people who don't step out there. Be it our clergy, be it other politicians, or you name it, because if you can go out there and beg my mama or our grandma or our auntie or our fathers or our uncles for that 10%, sometimes they get more than that 10%, because when you pass that plate around for that building fund, nursery fund, speakers fund, donation for this, donation for that. Where's it coming back to us? You know, the clergy has that power to keep people coming back. They need to be held accountable for the fact that they're not causing us to get out there on the front line and stand up for our rights. And you can find it in your own Bible if you wish, where nowhere in the Bible does it say Jesus was a pushover and was a doormat. As a matter of fact, when they were gambling in the temple, he kicked them out the temple. Which means all this little thing about let's pray until it's resolved. Let's do this. Let's hold off. Let's hold off. Let's hold off. Let's hold off. By the time we get through holding off, we already have 12 out of 13 police officers who did the shooting back on the force carrying guns, including Brelow, who shot 49 times. He's back on the force carrying a gun. So until we get off of this mentality of let's sit back and let everybody else do the work, or this is going to happen, or what have you, we're going to get treated like dirt.
Yeah.
Flat out.
Yeah, just like them cameras they trying to put in. That ain't going to help nothing.
No.
It ain't going to help nothing but incriminate and get tickets and force people to get their license suspended, get insurance and all that other stuff. I mean, but besides that, what is it really? That don't even sound like help to me. So,
You know.
I mean, what's your opinion on the red light camera? You think that's help, or you just think that's just a pocket move to get in people's pockets?
They've been installing surveillance cameras for years. Surveillance cameras for years. And the crime has been going up for years. That's real facts. Crime has gone up for years in that city of Cleveland especially. They have now said we need these red light cameras and we're going to make them into surveillance cameras. Eliza Sherman, the Jewish woman who was slain downtown by the Galleria, they're still looking for a killer, and there was a surveillance camera up.
Right.
You got more surveillance cameras, and you also have more robberies and everything. Cleveland is now the 10th worst city in the United States when it comes to violence. So what that's letting us know is those cameras going up are not there to help out with any type of criminal what have you. As a matter of fact, you're putting a majority, about 21 out of 26 cameras on the east side, disappropriate number than what's on the west side. And you use your facts and you go and you say, number one, real quick, just go to traffic court and see who's all in line. Minorities and poor.
Right.
Every day. All right. Then number two, Professor Ronnie Dunn from Cleveland State University, who wrote a book and did a study, he found that, okay, there are more tickets given out to East Siders and the blacks than anybody else. That matched up to what the city did. Mayor Frank Jackson's City Hall study showed that we get more tickets than anybody else. So that lets you know there's a war going on for us and people who accept it, because a lot of West Side Council people, they already have the sense enough to listen to their residents and say, I don't want them, I don't need them. But we have too many of our own who are like, I'm out to support the mayor no matter what. I'm going to kiss the mayor's behind no matter what. So that's what it's looking like right now.
Right. Well, it ain't looking good.
No, it ain't looking good.
It ain't looking good at all, man. Not at all. And all I can say is, the longer we sleep, the better the dream is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like I said, man, like my brother used to tell me, don't nothing come to sleep but a dream. All day. So, you know, once we get out that dream and hit reality, then we'll see what's up. But before then, we'll just be here in this nice little dream that we have with these cameras and these police shooting us. I don't know what kind of dream that's supposed to be, but it's the American dream.
Yeah, it's the American dream.
Right. Right. But let's see. Anything else that you want? Any bases in? What about Donna Brown's campaign for the Ward team?
Donna Brown's running against two people who support the cameras.
Right.
That's a beautiful thing right there. Here Donna Brown is using actual facts, people's concerns, being there for the people. And then you have Eugene Miller, getting up there saying, I don't want those cameras, because of the fact, if I ask these people, it'll hurt them and this, that, and other. But I got to do it because of the safety of the people. Huh? So I support the cameras being there. Because, it's a safety issue because they're speeding down. Huh?
That's not too much to say. How can the camera stop you from speeding?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't add up. Like, a camera can't pull you over.
That's right.
A camera ain't gonna change from green to red.
No.
So how is it really gonna help? And if they're not really supposed to use cameras in courts for certain situations, like say if we walking up and down the street, and most video is not municipal in court. So video for real is like barely using it for nothing. It's just using it for your own use, for real. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, most cameras, it don't hold up in court, and like some real serious trials, cameras don't count. They don't even care.
That's right.
And I don't understand why they trying to push it on people to make it matter when they really don't.
Because it's about that money. You just brought it up. That's why Jeff Johnson is for those red light cameras, and he's fighting hard for them. He cited that there was one child hit in his ward, and that should be a camera. But then again, they didn't do a study. If they studied to see where the most dangerous intersections were, you would see quite a few on the west side. But then again, it's a tax burden on us, and a lot of times when we get into power, when I say we, I'll say our own skin color as we get into power. We decide, something? So-and-so's right, because now all of a sudden we forget where we were. I'm going to call it like it is. I find it very interesting that you have a man like Jeff Johnson who was thrown into a prison situation because he was, quote-unquote, shaking down Arab store owners for money. He went to the belly of the beast. He came out. Where's the one time that he's done something for his ward where he's demanded and said, something? I want to do something to make a strong impact for reentry. I want some sort of extra training for people. I want to see people get back to where I am. Because he was fortunate. If it wasn't for Mayor Jane Campbell looking out for him to get back in politics, he would have just been another out-of-work ex-felon out there probably flipping burgers somewhere. And that's just the real deal. But you don't see that now. What you see is a pompous, so-called brother who would snatch a mic from a thin, frail white guy in front of everybody when he had everybody else that he could have grabbed the mic from on bringing up a case of 13 police officers murdering 2 black people. And instead of him getting up there and saying anything, he snatches the mic, hits the gentleman's wrist, sits back down, and then when another brother gets up there to challenge him, sit behind the table and just talk stuff without standing up. That lets you know that somewhere he's allowed himself to soften up in the system because he wasn't about the residents of the system like he should have been. And as for Eugene Miller, same thing, same cloth. Anytime you bring the mayor to speak where you are, because you're fighting for your dear life on that end, but yet you get up there and you can't even look through with your own eye, your 2 eyes, and add a 3rd eye to it and see that the cameras are affecting your people, man. Then it shows that he does not care about his people. He cares about the Mayor Frank Jackson backing him up, and Council President Sweeney backing him up also, so he can stay further ahead. So that's what we see right now.
And Sweeney he's still gonna be doing this thing, or is he?
I think he'll be stepping down as council president, but the way Eugene Miller is going, he might end up as council president. That redistricting took him.
Yeah, speaking of redistricting,
redistricting definitely took Ward 10 as it was before redistricting. This is what happens when you end up kissing a lot of behind. We lost so much, and so much population in Ward 10 that Ward 10 could have been absolved, and it would have put like Eugene Miller running against like maybe Mike Palencia. But instead, he kissed so much behind, he got him the biggest chunk of real estate, going all the way from Chardon and Euclid all the way down to 40th and St. Clair. It lets you know in front of all of our faces, for those who take it in, that if you're willing to sell your soul, you can basically get everything you ask for.
Right.
So the thing is, what's it worth to you? You know, what's it worth to you?
Yeah. See, this is like they're gonna map of the redistricting the 10th ward. We all know 10th ward used to be just Collingwood area,
Right.
Lakeshore and all that stuff. Now, you know what I mean? It goes from 179th over by Euclid, like by 185th, and they go all the way down to 40th in Superior. So that, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? They go all the way. That's not even like, how can that be a ward?
Yep. If you turn that back towards the camera, that's going to trip some people out to see how they just carved up.
No, they made it one straight
bill
line.
and everything like that.
One straight line. It's ridiculous.
Hey, this part of
All that missing is like a jigsaw puzzle.
it is.
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. I bet you that's all black people. You know what I mean? Like, all right, Collingwood School. That's all black people, or whatever they want to call this. East Clark. Let me see. Maple Elementary. Glenville, of course. And then you got the Chinatown area down here,
Yes.
about 40th, 45th, and all that.
Right.
So, you know, we already know what's happening right there. They ain't trying to take no cameras in Chinatown.
No.
They ain't having it over there. They ain't having nothing over there.
Those business people will be on Jeff so fast it'll make his head spin.
Right. So we gotta wrap up these last 2 minutes.
No problem.
And anything, last words, anything that you want to, promote, black on black hip hop workshop, anything?
Yeah, I pulled this up because this Damon Mumford Hip Hop Humanitarian Award, it came from Ohio Hip Hop Awards. And the reason I feel very thankful about it is because it came through from work. I've been blessed because Black on Black Crime Incorporated's hip hop workshop, first hip hop event that was held in the city of East Cleveland Theater, as well as in the Caller Post newspaper building. I feel very honored because by speaking, it lets you know that hip hop as a voice is a power source. It reached the young people, just like, of course, OPN reaches the young people, and I feel very thankful for it. If you want to see anything that's going on, you can always reach me by my Facebook page, which is Alfred Porter Jr. My profile picture is like the sheriff, and it has a sheriff's hat on there. I always believe that before you can deal with other outside problems, you got to be able to rest yourself and your own silly thoughts first. And then, of course, contact is direct 216-704-5036. That's 216-704-5036. And that's it. Being Vice President of Black on Black Crime, you can catch us there every Wednesday, Creator willing, every Wednesday, 7:15 p.m. at 14660 Euclid Avenue, intersection of Euclid and Lee, right there, right in the heart of EC. We may meet there, but we affect so many different entities, and we're on the first floor of that McCall's. And we flip that McCall's meeting room on the first floor. So just feel free to come through and join us. You'll see our brothers and sisters in the struggle, Oppressed People's Nation there. If you don't see us there, you'll see us supporting things that OPN does, because together we make that mighty fist like Voltron. Or like my brother Antoine Muhammad once said, put it like this, we'll call it Blacktron. So with that being said, I just feel like it's an honor to be interviewed by my brother Ray, right here, home of OPN. I love this.
We'll be back next week, every Thursday, 7 p.m. Put it in the air. Our next guest will be, who's our next guest? Oh, Brendan Denise. Brendan Denise will be our next guest. Black on Black in Black Panther, new Black Panther Party. So we'll be here next week, 7:15. Thank you, Al Porter.
Thank you, bro.
Through.
Oh, man.
Ray Clark, Deputy Chairman, OPN. Thank you.